It's Naima. I'm going to be doing a screen recording of me grading your sheets so that you can kind of see and hear what my feedback will be for your plans. Um, but I took a quick look and everything actually looks pretty good. I just had a few comments that I'll go over with you right now. The first thing that I wanted to mention is that I appreciate your title block being printed on the correct sheet size. That still is kind of an issue in our class, so I just wanted to start off and say thanks for that. Now, looking on your first sheet here, I think you have most everything in the right place. But what I'd like to see is there still are a few annotations that are a little bit hard to read because there's something on top of them. So it looks like you've done some, but maybe not all. And I think I've mentioned this before. I'm not sure why this number 67 is rotated as well as these right here. Those are a little bit hard to read. So if you can go back and make it so that those aren't rotated anymore, that would be great. Let me just add that note here. So now, if you are going through and trying to rotate them and it's giving you trouble, I would say just delete it and re-put in the tag. It only takes a couple seconds to put in the tag, so I think that should be easy to do. The other thing that I would also like to see is right now I can kind of see through the desk as well as the sofa. So in your view settings, play around with your view settings to see if you can make the desk and the sofa maybe look a little bit better. They're just a little bit hard to read right now. I love the way that they look in the elevations, but in plan, just because we can see through them and there's so much detail, let's see if there's a different view that we can get to that makes it a little bit easier. Also, this call out right here is getting a little bit hard to read. So let's go ahead and put a leader on this. So I'd put a leader on that and pull it outside of the space so that interior elevation call out is easier to read. Now in the future, we're going to learn how to do enlarged sheets so that you could actually put these on an enlarged sheet and not have it affect the floor plan. So just go ahead and make sure that none of your door tags are overlapping. And then if you can, play around with these view settings. Again, we don't have complete control over those, especially if we get them from a third party, but it might be worth a try. Now on these sheets right here, your roof as well as your ceiling, now I would go through and hide your call outs because we can't see the rooms and so they aren't helpful in these sheets. And there's two ways of doing that. So I'm just going to write hide elevation call outs. So you can do it by grabbing each one and doing EH for element hide. Or what you can do is when you are in these views, go ahead and type in VV and then go to your annotation category and then find interior elevations so that way you don't see them on either plan. Again, because you don't have the context of the room, like the furniture and things like that, it's not really helpful in these views. So go ahead and turn those off. And then moving down here, elevations look good. I would just, on this view, clean up your section call outs so that they're not overlapping one another. So go ahead and clean those call outs. Okay. And sections look good. So I saw the roof parapet as well as the roof and the ceilings. These all look great. One thing that I was wondering is if you could either make the view a little bit bigger. They seem kind of small, but if it doesn't fit on the sheet, you can leave it at 1/4 inch. But same thing here. If you could just, oh, sorry, that's not what I meant to do. If you could just drag this head above the roof line and this one as well, so that again, it's not overlapping. I think that that would help quite a bit. Um, but other than that, I think it looks really good. Also, thank you for including your interior elevations as well. That's really helpful. Same note here, just make sure that there's no overlap. Let's just clean those up a bit. Wonderful details in here. I like that you can start seeing some of the lights that you put in on your ceiling plan as well. And then let's just make sure that that 3D view is still in here, and it is. I think it's fun that you did kind of a wireframe to see inside the house. So you are almost there. It's a really clean, professional set. I hope you've been having fun working on it, and we'll be getting into annotations in just a minute. Thanks, Laura.